Can you really design a professional logo in just 15 minutes using only AI? That's the question we're answering today. Because let's be honest, everyone online claims AI can do everything, but when it comes to creative design, the results can be questionable. Some of these so-called AI masterpieces look like clip art from a 2002 PowerPoint presentation. So, in this challenge, we're going to find out what AI is truly capable of when the clock is ticking and the pressure's on. The rules are simple. I have exactly 15 minutes to create a logo for a random brand using only AI tools. No Illustrator, no Photoshop, no sketching by hand, just pure, unfiltered machine creativity. The goal isn't perfection. It's to see whether AI can actually produce something that feels designed, not just generated. Before the timer starts, I need a theme. So I spin a digital wheel with random brand ideas. Everything from tech startups to pet grooming to fantasy coffee shops. The wheel lands on eco-friendly energy drink. Interesting. Okay, I can work with that. The brand name? Let's call it Green Bolt. Something fast, fresh, and a little bit rebellious. Think sustainability meets caffeine. I'll be using three main tools. ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas and tone, Luca or Logo AI to generate the actual logo, and Coolers.co to lock in a color palette. Canva will be my last stop for final mock-ups and presentation. That's it. No cheating, no pro designer safety nets. The 15-minute timer starts now. I begin by asking ChatGPT to describe the personality of this brand. In seconds, it spits out a neat little paragraph. Energetic, sustainable, bold, for people who want to power up while saving the planet. That's exactly the vibe I was hoping for. A little part of me feels like I just hired a copywriter for free. The tagline almost writes itself. Power up naturally, perfect. Next, it's logo time. I open Luca and type in Green Bolt. For keywords, I enter eco, energy, lightning, and modern. Within seconds, the page fills with concepts. Dozens of lightning bolts, circular icons, and minimal word marks. It's a mixed bag. Some look sleek and futuristic. Others look like they belong on an electrical safety sign. After scrolling for a minute, I spot one that catches my eye. A simple lightning bolt merged with a leaf shape. It's clever, readable, and instantly conveys eco-energy. I pick it, adjust the base color to a deep forest green, and accent it with lime yellow for that charged-up vibe. The font options are surprisingly good. I settle on something geometric and clean, like Montserrat Bold. It gives off a confident yet approachable feel. I'm only 5 minutes in, and I already have something that looks halfway decent. That's either a great sign or a trap. Now, onto the color palette. I hop into Coolers.co and hit the randomizer. The first result is a mix of pastel blues and coral pinks. Not exactly screaming eco-energy drink. I try again. The second round gives me muted earth tones. Too sleepy. I keep tapping the space bar until, finally, a combination jumps out. Dark green, bright lime, charcoal gray, and clean white. It feels energetic but grounded, just like the name. I save the palette and import it into Canva. At this point, the timer says 8 minutes left. Time to make this look real. I open a sleek product mock-up template, a matte black aluminum can, and drop the Green Bolt logo onto it. The lime and green colors pop perfectly against the dark surface. I add the tagline, "Power up naturally," in smaller text below the logo, and for a second, I'm impressed. It looks like something you'd actually see on a store shelf. Then, of course, reality hits. The mock-up freezes for a moment while uploading, and I have a small heart attack. The clock keeps ticking. I mutter something that shouldn't be repeated in a PG-rated video, refresh the page, and luckily, it comes back. The design auto-saves. Crisis averted, but that was my mini emotional meltdown for the day. With 4 minutes left, I start fine-tuning the design. I slightly rotate the bolt to make it more dynamic, adjust the tagline's spacing, and add a faint circular gradient behind the logo. It gives the illusion of motion, like an electric charge. I sit back and realize it's not bad. In fact, it's kind of cool. Sure, it doesn't have the depth or human storytelling that a full-blown design process would create, but visually, it sells the concept. The timer flashes, 1 minute left. I quickly export the final mock-up. One version for digital use, one for print. As the timer hits 0, I exhale like I've just finished a marathon. 15 minutes of AI-driven chaos, and somehow, a brand came out the other side. Let's take a look at the final result. The logo features a green lightning leaf icon with clean typography and an energetic color palette. The name Greenbolt feels strong and memorable, and the tagline ties it together nicely. On a can, it looks polished enough that you might actually pick it up in a store and assume it's a real product. Now here's the honest part. Does this logo look good? Yeah, surprisingly. Does it feel like it was made by a human designer who spent hours researching, sketching, and refining? Not really. That's the thing about AI design. It can mimic creativity really well, but it doesn't truly understand it. It's like a parrot that's incredibly good at repeating words, but doesn't know what it's saying. AI excels at speed and simplicity. It can take your general idea and turn it into something clean and functional almost instantly. But what it lacks is soul, that emotional depth that comes from real human thought, cultural awareness, and nuance. When a designer builds a logo, they think about symbolism, subconscious shapes, emotional triggers, and target audiences. I just thinks lightning bolt equals energy, leaf equals eco, combine. And to be fair, sometimes that's all you need. Still, I have to admit, this was faster than I expected. Normally, logo design involves multiple rounds of ideation, sketching, feedback, and refinement. Here, I had something finished and export ready in under 15 minutes. Sure, it's not going to win any design awards, but it's a solid starting point. If I were to take this further, I'd use the AI design as a draft. I'd refine the proportions, tweak the typography, and maybe explore alternative layouts for packaging and social media. But as a quick concept, it's shockingly efficient. It shows how AI can act as a creative partner. Not a replacement for designers, but a kind of turbocharged assistant. I think that's the real takeaway. AI doesn't make human creativity obsolete. It makes it faster. It gives you a foundation to build on. You still need the human eye to judge, refine, and give meaning to what it produces. Without that, you just end up with a bunch of pretty pixels that don't tell a story. Overall, I'd give the final Greenbolt logo a solid 7 out of 10. Clean concept, nice color balance, and believable branding for an imaginary energy drink. But if I were actually launching this product, I'd definitely spend more time refining the details and storytelling. AI gave me the sprint. I'd still need the marathon to make it perfect, and that's how I designed a complete logo in just 15 minutes using AI. Fast, a little messy, but surprisingly creative. It's proof that technology can help, but the real spark still comes from human imagination. If you enjoyed watching this and want to see more creative challenges like this one, make sure to subscribe to my channel right now. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep making videos that mix design, AI, and a bit of chaos. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join me for the next experiment. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll let AI design an entire brand or even a full product line. Thanks for watching, and remember, creativity isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up and creating something new. See you in the next one.